Well, we have landed the dinghy on Macan Island, and this island is a little eco-resort. Now, we nipped ashore last night and we met the business owners, Rod and his girlfriend Tish. They basically run this place in partnership with a local Indonesian who kind of owns the island. So it's privately owned, but last night they couldn't have been more welcoming, and we were talking to them about this being a potential stop-off point for yachties. They are very yachty friendly. They are happy to have visitors like ourselves come ashore, and last night we had dinner, and I have to say it was exquisite. It was very, very good. We've just decided to come ashore this morning and spend a day on the island, and hopefully Liz is going to catch up with Rod and talk a bit more about the operation of this place, because it's fairly unique in some respects. It's a small island, and obviously they have to manage their own resources. But we'll find out a bit more when Liz has a chat with Rod.
So, Liz, I'm so happy that you guys found us.
No, so are we.
First of all, it was totally unexpected joy. But to give you a sense of the island, this is kind of where we initially welcome our guests.
Yep.
And as you might notice behind us, we have this absolutely gorgeous deserted island, which is only about 200 meters away.
Yeah.
Super pristine, pure, tiny little hut on there. We let a few of our special guests stay there.
Oh.
And then here we've got our dock, and on our dock we have this array of panels. So this is one of the first priorities about 10 years ago when we started this place, was making sure that we could run off of clean energy. We didn't want to run on dirty, smelly generators. So we were very lucky. We found a good partner who helped set us up. So we've got a 2,000 watt peak array here, and that provided us with most of the energy for the first few years. And then later on, as we do a little walk around, I'll show you the newest array. So as we move into the island, you'll see that we have a coral plantation.
Now this is something that your guys have done here specifically. What was there before? Just nothing? Just rocks?
There was a few tidbits of coral, but it was mainly sand. And since the beginning, we've experimented with 2 or 3 different ways of planting coral. One is the bio-rock, which is relatively well known around the world. It's a little bit technical, but you have a metal grid, and then you have a titanium mesh. And
I've seen that.
So it creates a condition whereby calcium is attracted to the metal grid, and the coral grows 4 to 5 times as fast. So that we have in deeper waters, right off the edge of the dock there. You can't really see those, but this is 2 different types of local coral growing methods. So some of these are grown on these platforms, and we're experimenting with a few different varieties, and some are grown directly in rocks. So we take an old dead piece of coral, and then we figure out where to plant the coral inside that. So we use a combination of cement and salt, and we just plug in a little branch of coral that allows the coral to flourish, and it doesn't look weird. You know, these look. Sometimes coral plantations look.
It looks like a plantation, doesn't it, in the rows? But obviously it'll grow in together eventually.
Eventually, yes. And then once the coral has reached a certain size, then we move that into deeper water. So we're doing that in different areas.
So this is like a nursery?
It's a nursery.
Nursery garden of coral. Isn't that beautiful?
Exactly.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you are an eco-resort, and you are proving your credentials here.
Well, there's a lot of greenwashing, right, about ecotourism or sustainability. So in the beginning, we did decide to call ourselves an eco-resort because that was pretty much the intention. And in order to match that intention, we wanted to make sure that we were not greenwashing and to prove that. So if you look around the island, just as you enter in the island, you've got the solar panels out there, you've got the coral reef right there, and then immediately you see little bits of driftwood, right? And you see some bamboo, and so throughout the island, as you'll see in the rooms, we use a lot of driftwood that we found on the local beaches. And we'll get to there in a bit, but just little accents to give people the hint.
It's got a charming kind of beach rustic feel to it, I have to say. You feel very at home kind of as soon as you step on here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's obviously, well cared for, but at the same time it's got that
It's
natural
got a nice
feeling.
vibe and feel, and you get that because you hear a bit of the music, and then you see people relaxing, chilling out. This is our kind of main deck area where we have everybody eat.
Yeah, we like that area.
Yes. Little tiki bar. So since the beginning, we wanted to, as a part of our eco theme, we wanted to showcase mainly vegetarian food and locally caught wild fish. Right. So we minimize the amount of beef that we serve, and because I'm a big fan of healthy food that's also delicious, not easy to find that combination, but I spent a lot of time in Ubud and Bali, where they have a lot of amazing raw food and health food restaurants.
Okay. This way?
We can go this way.
Okay.
And so during that time, I worked with my chef, who's actually has been working with my family for a very long time. So in Indonesia, it's pretty common to have a cook at home, and so she was the cook that we had at home, and I made her the commissioner of the company, and she's one of the biggest shareholders of the company.
Brilliant.
And she worked closely with the local island team to make the menu. So homemade cookies, gazpacho soups, delicious salads, sometimes using coconut, grilled fish is a staple.
Well, you're talking our language, and we only really eat fish that we catch or that local fishermen we can barter with, you know. Everything you serve is just lovely.
Just in line, right.
Yeah, it really suits us.
On this side, you'll see our very humble garden. We have some papaya leaves.
Yep.
So papaya plants, the papaya fruits don't grow here. It's been very, very difficult to grow any kind of food here, but we have papaya leaves, and we have a lot of aloe vera throughout the island.
Well, you said the other day that you can eat papaya leaves, which is something we didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know that.
There's a few different dishes. They're supposed to be very medicinal.
Right. So you use some of this in the cooking?
We do.
What you can?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And also for our team, for our local team, they eat a lot of these papaya leaves.
How many of them do you have? I mean, presumably you have them on the island, and you have them in your office in Jakarta,
That's
I
right.
believe.
So we've got a team of 14 that are here on the island, and then we've got a team of about 12 in Jakarta. Wow. So we're going to take a look at a few different huts.
So how many are there in total?
We've got six huts.
And you sleep how many then?
In the huts, they range from 2 people to 4. Okay. At maximum, we can fit up to about 5 people. Okay. So
that's a good ratio of staff to guests, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
So we're going to a hut now, one of the lovely bungalows. Tell me a little bit about it.
So this is called the Island Hut, and it's probably got the best example of driftwood compared to the other islands.
Oh, let's have a look.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Gosh.
The initial impression that you get when you walk into the hut is you see the ocean right in front of you. So you get those blues and those greens. And then the other thing that is very apparent is all of the driftwood. So this post, for example, is a part of a tree that we found on a beach nearby. and it's one of two. So this is the other post that's right there, and all of the bed frames are also driftwood.
Right.
And then this is a part of a lighting fixture. So there's a light down there, and this is a beautiful table that was also made from driftwood. So pretty much everything has that sense of rustic, raw.
It does. Real. It's like being on the beach, living on the beach, isn't it?
Yeah. And then what we did was we accented it with blankets. So these are blankets that are very thin, but you don't need heavy blankets, obviously. And this is from a local tree called kapuk. So it's kind of like cotton, but it comes from a tree, so it's all natural fiber.
I love it. Beautiful.
Yes. And then also this wood, the floor that you see, is actually recycled dock wood. So we found a dock that was being deconstructed in the area, and we just decided to buy it because they were going to replace it with something like plastic or concrete, right? So we decided just to buy the wood. Yes.
Very
and then on a nice night, you can see all of the stars. And if you're really lucky, like we were just 2 nights ago, you can see there is a monitor lizard.
Yeah, look at him go.
Right there, swimming away.
That's great.
It's not uncommon to have sightings of those guys. We had a sighting of beautiful big turtle. And sometimes we get to see some stingrays, and once in a while even baby octopus. And right now we also have the sighting of one of our mini tigers on the island.
I know, it's right there, because this is known as Tiger Island, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. She's the latest addition of the cats, and she kind of looks like a cow.
She does. She actually goes quite well with the fixtures and fittings.
Yes,
yeah.
She matches. Yeah, she's a playful little one.
So you've got a rather interesting large bathroom.
Come check
over
out the bathroom. This is the favorite. My favorite bathroom in the area. It's very spacious. It's got a lovely throne, we like to call it. So as you're contemplating life, getting some insight, you've got a beautiful view of a mangrove out there, and of course the shower is also has a beautiful view. So you can shower here while appreciating the view. And the fishermen, they don't get too close. Yeah. They're pretty far out there.
That's good, yes, because it's quite shallow.
Yeah, might be a bonus if they see anything. The only thing that does happen every once in a while is that people like to paddle around the island.
Right.
So they might get a nice little bonus.
Yes, yes. So you talk. So of course, what we have here, and I think you said it's the same in every room. It's a poo with a view.
Poo with a view. Yes, that's right.
Hopefully not reciprocated.
Right, exactly.
I love it. Yeah, nice.
And of course, our soaps are biodegradable, and our shampoo is natural as well. So we work with a social enterprise in Bali that supplies soaps. Yeah. So there you have it. That's the island hut.
What a place, eh?
Most huts are similar. Yeah. Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Good.
Absolutely love it. If I didn't live on a boat, I'd live here.
By the way, we thought we'd throw this little clip in roundabout now in this episode because I've just been editing it and I realised this does look like one great big advert for Pulau Macan. But these guys did not sponsor us for this video. We just fell in love with the island.
We did. We came for a night and we ended up staying, I think, nearly a week, something crazy like that. It was a lovely, beautiful place.
Well, of course, it's also something we wanted to share with you guys because, you know, for the last few months we've been visiting places which are very difficult to get to unless you are on a sailboat. The difference with Macan, of course, is that it's only 2 hours from Jakarta.
Yeah, so wherever you are in the world, get on a plane, go to Jakarta, and they'll pick you up, and 2 hours later you'll be here on this beautiful island, and all your cares will go.
And I think the other reason why we want to share it with you is because it's interesting talking to Rod and the gang about how they manage the island, and there are clear similarities between the way that they conserve energy and the way that we do so on the boat.
Just tell us a little bit about the energy, how you make the place work.
So as I said in the beginning, we really wanted to make sure that in terms of our credentials that we tackle the energy problem. And being, we're only 2 hours away from Jakarta, but there's still no energy lines, so there's no electrical lines. So the other thing that we did was make sure that we were using as little energy as possible. So absolutely no air conditioning, efficient fans, efficient fridges, LED lights. So we changed all of the light bulbs on the island to LED. At that time, it was still compact fluorescent. And now we use the same amount of energy as one air conditioning unit. That's it, for the whole island. So
do you know that it's so similar to boating? It's something that as cruisers we think about all the time. Maximum energy for using the least amount. So hence we have solar panels. People have generators, and we generate power in every way we can. We turn the water off.
Yes.
You know, we don't use too much, and turn all the lights off. And a few years ago, we went completely LED on the boat.
Amazing.
So
nice.
it's a completely understand
Similar,
where you're
right?
coming from. Yeah, same idea.
And that's kind of a big lesson for people, is that you can use clean energy like solar energy, but the first step is minimizing your energy use in the first place. You can't do that if you need a huge amount of heating or cooling.
Right.
So if you get the design right, and obviously we're in the tropics.
Yes.
So as you'll see later in the rooms, we have no walls.
Yes.
They're nice and open, and you can get the breeze, and that allows for us just to use fans.
Right.
So we've got deep cycle batteries. We're going to transition to lithium ion soon. We've got the inverter there, and which is also the charger. So the generator is on a backup. So in case it's a cloudy day, we can kick on the generator, and that'll charge our batteries. So that one is connected to the panels in the front, the 2,000 watt peak array on the dock. And then the one on the left, the Outback, is connected to a new 4,000 watt peak. So
familiar.
In total, we generate about 24 kilowatt hours per day. So that, again, I mean, it's enough to power one big AC for 24 hours, but that shows you how energy intensive an AC is.
Yes,
because we're powering the whole island for up to 30 guests and all of our team members. So that being said, we still have to turn the generator on for about 2 hours every night.
Okay, well that's not so bad really, isn't the grand scheme of things?
Yeah.
And you've got all this lovely foliage giving you all this shade, it doesn't heat up too much in the middle of the island. And the fan is probably all you need at night.
Yes,
great.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
So should we go and check out the prayer hut?
Let's do the prayer hut.
All right.
So this is the prayer room, and it's built on stilts out into the water. Beautiful breeze coming through.
Very nice breeze,
and the most amazing view.
Yes. Well, it's because in Indonesia the majority of folks here are Muslim. This is a prayer hut that has a little bit of like a mosque feel on top, but it's very eco as well, because it's all bamboo and wood. But our deal with the owners of the island, who wanted us to build this, was that the hut would be available to people doing yoga, meditation, basically anybody from any faith who wanted to have a place to get quiet.
Okay.
So this is kind of our sanctuary.
Yeah.
In a way. So our team uses this place, and so do some of our guests. And also we use it on occasion for team building. During the times when people aren't praying, then we can put together a circle and have
it's a nice big room, plenty of room, isn't there, to sit them all down. No, it's got a great vibe, a great peace, and I'm loving the breeze and the view. You could definitely sit here and just meditate, fall asleep. That's a nice thing to have. So if you are lucky enough to make your way to Pulau Macan, Tiger Island, the chances are you're going to be greeted by this man, Junior.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Junior, and then I'm in here as an operational manager of Pulau Macan or Tiger Island Eco Resorts. Yeah, so I handle all the operation on the island.
Yeah, and normally when people arrive, you give them a little talk about what to expect and how the island works, don't you?
Yeah, we have some eco features, so we explain to them. So when the guests coming, we give them a brief first before the activities in here.
Yeah. So make your way here, meet Junior, and get to know Tiger Island or Pulau Macan.